Strat-O-Matic Excel Carryover League. Brought to you by the Shrimp Troll.
(1974 to 1977). Welcome back, baseball fans. The 1974-77 Carryover League. We've got another series today. National League divisional round in the National League East. The New York Mets and the Atlanta Braves. Two teams who had a very fun season a year ago that, of course, they always end in disappointment when you don't win the World Series, but let's go chase that back for a moment. Last year, at the very end of the year here, let's see if I can map this out for us. We had the Braves had gotten, they took care of the Cardinals. They got a 21-15 record, which got them into the playoffs. They were leading the National League East. However, they knew they couldn't win the division because the Mets or the Phillies were 5 games over 500, and one of them was going to win the division, whoever won that series. The other was going to go home. So Atlanta had the assurance at least they're going to the playoffs as a wild card, even though they were in first place, before the Mets and Phillies played this series, where the Mets won 2 out of 3. That put the Mets 7 over 500. Phillies eliminated, Braves 6 over 500. Mets win the division. In the wild card round, the Mets take care of the Pirates 3 games to 1, and the Braves upset the Arizona Diamondbacks 3 games to 1. So both these teams went to the divisional round, and boy, there were some hero moments in that as well. It was the Braves who shocked the world by upsetting the Cincinnati Reds, the best team in baseball, 4 games to 2. And it was the Mets who lost in heartbreaking fashion in Game 7 to the Dodgers when Jerry Koosman had a perfect game for 6 innings, only to have the Dodgers tie it in the 8th inning, and then Steve Garvey hit a walk-off homer off Bob Apotica in the bottom of the 9th. And the Dodgers and the Braves faced off in the League Championship Series, and the Dodgers won that 4 games to 2. So plenty of optimism for both of these teams a year later. However, the Braves knew that they're going to lose those incredible 73 homer bats. They're gone. And the Braves this year do not look very good at all. The Mets, well, they're transitioning as well. They're still playing well. Let's take a look at that. Game 1, opening up in New York, extra inning affair. Anytime you see the color late in the games, it means we're coding as we fill the spreadsheet up and go to the 10th, 11th, and 12th innings. It's Phil Niekro, Tom Seaver. Classic matchup. That is a 3-3 game through 9 innings. And in the bottom of the 12th inning, Bunnell makes a 2-base error. Runners on the corners. It's a sac fly by Jerry Grody to walk it off for the Mets, beating Adrian Devine. Bob Apotica, 3 shutout innings in relief of Tom Seaver with just 4 hits and 2 walks. Tom House had 3 innings in relief of Niekro, but Devine takes the loss. Tough loss for Atlanta. Really tough loss. Trying to get the upper hand. It didn't work out. But it does work out in Game 2. Inexplicably, Jerry Koosman has one of the most forgettable performances of his career against Buzz Capra. The Braves, I don't even know what to tell you. They went out somewhere in New York the night before, came to work with a different mindset, and absolutely obliterated Jerry Koosman and a trio of relievers by a score of 16-7. Now, there's two things to take away from this. Let's ignore the Atlanta deluge for the moment. The Mets are still getting 7 runs. In the first game, they scored 4 runs, but they left a lot of men on base. So in scoring these 7 runs, the Mets put 17 men on base in a loss. The highlights for the Braves in this demolition: Ralph Garr had 2 hits, Rico Cardi 3 for 6 with 5 RBIs, Darrell Evans had a couple hits. Larvell Blanks and Marty Perez, God bless him, went 6 for 8, scored 6 times. 16-7 trouncing. Jerry Koosman humbled. And at this point, the Mets are 4-2 on the season, but their team ERA is over 5 because of 2 hideous blowouts of Seaver and Koosman. Things would change when we get to Hotlanta. Game 3, it's John Matlack, Mike Beard, battle of lefties, and oh, here come those Mets. 9-1 drubbing. The Mets get the road win over Hotlanta. Matlack, 9 innings, 6 hits, a run in the 9th, running the shutout, 3 walks, 8 strikeouts. Mike Beard's been awful for 2 years now. He was in the bullpen a year ago. Now he's starting. It's just not working. 5 innings, 11 hits, 6 runs. Devine gives up 3 runs in relief. The Mets put 24 men on base, score 9 times. That's still not good. You don't want to leave 15 men on base in a game, but they did. 9-1 trouncing of the Braves. So in Game 4, the Braves really, really need to even this series up if they can. Dennis Blair, free agent, the Mets got a year ago from the Expos, versus Reggie Cleveland, a guy the Braves signed off the waiver wire. This is a more competitive game early. In the 2nd inning, you get a sac fly by Tim Blackwell. Then you get an RBI by Joe Torre. Then in the 4th inning, the Mets get to Cleveland. Send 8 guys to the plate, get a couple runs. It's 4-zip. Braves respond with an RBI ground out, make it 4-1. 4-2 in the 8th. The Mets tack on 2 in the 9th. Apotica comes in with a couple men on base to secure a save. A 6-2 victory for the Mets, who lead this series 3-1 with a Game 5 today in Atlanta. Let's take a look at the standings. Just to show that, it does kind of matter, really. I mean, it is early, I understand that, but... So here it is. I mean, you've got 2 teams. The Mets are returning to form like they were a year ago. Actually, the Mets had a slow start and a nice finish. Now they have a nice start. The Braves just don't know what to make of this new lineup. It's just not that good a team anymore once you take away the 73 Brave offense, where you had 3 guys hitting over 40 home runs. They all come back, but they all hit about 10 to 20 home runs. It's a big difference. Pitching staff's not as good either. So Marlins, by the way, interleague play. Look at that. In a cross-divisional play, making an early statement there. Game 5, it's going to be a classic anyway, folks. We have a rematch of Game 1 that went extra innings. It would be regular extra innings if it goes that way again. For the 3rd time this year, Tom Seaver looking for his first win. His ERA is unsightly. We'll just put it that way. We got Seaver's 75-22 win Cy Young card with a 238 ERA in 280 innings. We notice that he's just kind of... He's okay. He's very good. Pretty good against lefties, but not much more than that. Dominates righties. So teams are loading up with lefties and finding success against Seaver. And the Braves are going to send Phil Niekro and his 20 wins of 1974 with a 2.38 ERA as well in 302 innings. Both are starter 8s. This is a dead even, matchup. Most of the time, significantly most of the time, I'll take Seaver over Niekro any day of the week. But with these particular cards, it's close. It really is close. Niekro has closed the gap. Braves got to have this one, or they could be in trouble. Let's get started from Hotlanta. Leading off for the Mets is John Lowenstein, free agent, 58, flies to right. Terry Harmon Carden, 3-6, base hit. Wayne Garrett. 69, flies to center. And with 2 outs, it's Tony Soleta. 66. Single 1 of 6, he cannot get it. That's what we like about that Negro card. He's really good against lefties, and the Mets have a lot of them. They put one of them on the bench. They probably should have put more of their lefties on the bench, but they didn't. I guess the Mets figure that they want to go with a consistent lineup that's been producing instead of matchups, as they're already up 3-1 in the series. And they're playing on the road. Ralph Garr leads off for the Braves. 52, he flies to left. Bunnell, 57 Ks. And Johnny Oates batting third. You heard that right, folks. He does hit 282. For what it's worth, 43. Left X, your left fielder Lowenstein's a 46. It's a base hit. Hank Aaron, still batting cleanup. 56 is a strikeout. All right, top of 2, it's Joe Torre. 410 pops out. The new Met, former Cardinal. Rusty Staub, 65, flies to center. And Bruce Boisclair, the center fielder, flies to center field. Boisclair probably never thought he would be the full-time center fielder on this team, and he's turned out to be that. As the Mets have a very porous outfield defense, and they need Boisclair in there every day, which is a shame. Not a well-configured offense, though it is a deep, deep, deep offense. I don't mean homer deep. I mean on-base percentage, batting average deep. They got a bunch of guys who hit 280 or better on the Mets. And they get a lot of guys on base. They leave a lot of guys on base. And they have scored a lot of runs in this series for what it's worth. All right, bottom of the second, Bob Hansen leads off. 65. And he finds the Seaver column versus lefties. Triple 1 of 4, and he collects the triple as well. Davy Johnson, 59, second C, and it's 1-0. Darrell Evans, 57's okay. And Dusty Baker, 1-5, base hit. Marty Perez, 1-6, flies to center field. Top of the third. It's Bud Harrelson. 44, center X. Dusty Baker is a 3E3 in center field, and he makes the catch. Jerry Grody to the max. 66 is single 1 to 9, collects it. Back up top to Lowenstein. 56 off of Negro, double 1 of 6. That's a 2-base hit. Mets have something happening in the third inning. Second to third, 1 out, 1-run lead. Terry Harmon. Looking at the ground ball B's on this card. No, they're not. You bring the infield up, you get a 2-run single, you're losing. So they're going to play it back. 2-8 doesn't matter. Gets a clean single to right field anyway. 1 run scores. Lowenstein can fly. He's a 16. Bunnell has a 0 arm. -1 arm. He's going to run off Bunnell. And he's thrown out on a 20. The speedy Lowenstein. They got him for his speed from Cleveland. And he gets thrown out on the bases. So you runner at first with 2 outs. Wayne Garrett rolls the first. Trying to get Seaver an extra run or 2. But he seemed to have needed a lot more runs than that this year. Bottom of the third in a 1-1 tie. It's Ralph Garr. 410. Center X. It's Boisclair. 3E7. And that's a base hit. Ace stealing Garr, but you got Grody with a -2 arm. Bunnell will hit and run. It's a hit and run single for Bunnell. Plus, Seaver's not been getting very lucky on things like that as well, compounding his struggles this year. Runners in the corners. They're going to play it back. Oh, they can't. They're going to bring it up for A-bunting Johnny Oates. 54, there's a sac fly to center field, and the Braves retake the lead. Hank Aaron, 5'11", strikes out. And Bob Hansen, 65, again, off the Seaver card. Triple 1 of 4, and how about another one? Triple 1 of 4 on 6-5. You got 2 in about 15 batters in 2 innings. RBI triple off the Seaver. All this damage. It's Tom Seaver. It's him. And it's 53% facing left-handed batters. The Braves, 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4. They only have 44%. And they're still taking advantage of him. Dare we say it? That's a, it's hallowed ground. You know, we took this Seaver card because he won the Cy Young Award. But the other consideration is, does he win the Tom Seaver Award? I mean, you could win the Cy Young Award and not be that great. I mean, look at Steve Stone in 1980, for instance. But is this Tom Seaver's best card in the 4 years? Who cares about the Cy Young? I don't know if it's the best card. Anyway, Davey Johnson, 68, is a strikeout. 3-1 game in the 4th. Tony Soleta, 1-2, Lomax. Joe Torre, 2-3, short. Rusty Staub, 2-8, triple 105, base hit. And Bruce Boisclair, 2-6. Let's take a look at Bruce. Yeah, well spoken, Bruce Boisclair. They got him because he could play center field. They lost Del Unser, and he's sort of the consolation prize to this. Range not as good. Power's not there. Good base stealer and runner. Doesn't embarrass himself versus lefties. And he hits 287. Better than that versus righties. 2-6 is your single to right field. Stahl will hold at second. And it's number 8 hitter, Bud Harrelson. 68 pops to third. We'll go to the 4th. It's Darrell Evans. 2-5 second. Johnny B. Baker, 56 is a K. And with 2 outs, it's Marty Perez. He rolls a short. We go to the 5th. That's a 3-up and 3-out inning for Seaver. Not bad, Tom. Jerry Grody, 110. He walks. The Mets are putting guys on again. John Lowenstein, 47. There's a K. Terry Harmon Carden, 52. Flies left. Wayne Garrett, 2-3. A roller to the mound. The Mets have put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 men on. Just scored once. Their LOB problems are rearing up today in a 3-1 deficit. As we go to the bottom of the 5th here in Atlanta, let's pause a moment for station identification.
This is the Shrimp Trawler video channel.
Este es el canal de videos de camaroneros.
Braves came so close in Game 1. Couldn't get the win. Otherwise, this thing would be tied, and the Braves could theoretically have the series lead today. But they need this. Let's see if they get it. Leading off in the 5th is Ralph Garr. 1-4 flies to right. Bunnell, 2-5, third. And Johnny Oates, 48, flies to right. We'll go to the 6th. It's Tony Soleta, 44, center X. He better hit a home run on YouTube at some point this year during Mets games so I can say, Tony, see you later. Well, there, I did it. So I had to do that. Center X, we have Baker's a 3 in center. That's 1 out. Joe Torre, 112, you walk him. Ty run is Rusty Staub. 2-6 is a 3. 6-3. Double play. Bottom of the 6th inning. It's Hank Aaron. 2-6. Let's take a look at Hank's card. He can still deliver the goods. This is the year of 74. He breaks the record. And it would have happened in April. This could be it. This could be 7-15 or maybe 7-16. I don't know. It's April or so. May. 2-6. Look at all the home runs. 20 of them in 380 plate appearances. He has 20 bombs. 2-6 homer, 1-19. It's gone. Seaver's given up 4 runs already. Bob Hansen, 66 off the Seaver card. Double 1-3 base hit. Davey Johnson, 2-4 is a double play. And with 2 outs, Darrell Evans. He flies to right. Necro, starter 8. Probably have to get to the point of weakness to get him out of there. It's Boisclair leading off in the 7th. 2-6, he did that last time. It's a base hit. B stealer. He'll be held on. I don't do a hit and run when you're down 3. And we need base runners. Harrelson will swing away. 63 strikes out. Jerry Grody to the max. 1-8. He strikes out. And back up top to John Let It Be Lowenstein. 2-7. He strikes out here in Hotlanta, and Necro has got that thing fluttering. It's dodging, it's ducking, it's flipping, it's spinning, it's making all sorts of gyrations. No, nowhere near the lumber of the Mets. And they Braves a 4-1 lead. Stretch time here in the bottom of the 7th inning. We are listening to Little Feats. 1972 Sailing Shoes LP. Put on your sailing shoes, I'll be willing. It's so easy to slip. What a great classic record this is. It's just so hard to choose the best and favorite record from this group. They just have a bunch of really good ones all throughout the timeline. I like the first one personally. Great album cover as well. All were kind of bizarre and cool like that. Bottom of the 7th, trying to pad their lead against Seaver. Leading off, it's Dusty Baker. 3-9 rolls short. Marty Perez, 65. Double 1 of 13 off of the Seaver card. Cannot get it, but it's a fly ball. Now that's advantageous for Seaver. And Ralph Garr, 45, rolls a second. We'll go to the 8th. Can the Braves improve their defense? No. No, they can't. Nope. No, sir. They cannot. We go to the 8th. It's Terry Harmon leading off. 1-7's a K. Wayne Garrett, 1-6 is a K. And with 2 outs, Tony Soleta, 1-3, flies to right field. We'll let Seaver go for a complete game. One more inning will lower his ERA, you would think. Barry Bonnell, 2-4 short. Johnny Oates, 47 Ks. Henry Aaron, 3-6. Hank Aaron, battle of Hall of Famers, and old Henry. Oh, Henry, he's got him. He's got Seaver today with a couple dingers and a 5th run off of Seaver, all earned. And this would potentially, while he gave up 3 runs in his second start, so this is his second worst start of the year. Bob Hanson, 66, base hit. Davy Johnson, 1-6. Let's take a look at this Davy Johnson card. So, after the 43 home runs in 73, they had this unique opportunity to jump immediately into the 77 card where he's actually a Philly. But he hits 321, playing all over the infield with 8 home runs and 178 at-bats. You prorate that, it's about 25. You know, it's close. It's still a lot of power. And just for proof that it's legit, it's not in the little ballpark in Atlanta. It's in Philadelphia. So he developed a lot more power in the National League in 2 different cities than he had in Baltimore, because he never hit 20 home runs there. 1-6, homer 1 to 13. Looking up at the board, it is gone, and oh my goodness. 7 runs off Seaver, and he's broken, but we'll let him go for the complete game anyway. Darrell Evans grounds out to end the frame. What a debacle for Seaver this year, yet his Mets are in great shape. Seaver and Kuzma have been terrible, but they're in first place otherwise. They're getting good contributions from John Madlock, Dennis Blair in the bullpen. We go to the 9th. It's Joe Torre, 44, center X. Baker's a 3 in center, and there's the first out. Rusty Staub, 68, pops the 3rd. And with 2 outs, it's Boyce Claire. 3-7's a K, and there's your ball game. Braves needed that one. They got back into the series right on time. Complete games for each, but Necro beat Seaver 7-1. We'll have the results of Game 6 in New York and a Game 7 if necessary. After the break, take a little deep dive into the stats at this point. So stay tuned for all of that. All right, folks, here's the box score of the game you just saw. The Braves 7-1 victory. A much-needed victory in Game 5 for Phil Necro. 9 innings, 7 hits, a run, 2 walks, 7 Ks. Another rocky outing for Tom Seaver. 8 innings, 11 hits, 7 runs, no walks. So maybe, Tom, you want to find the corners more because you're throwing things up and in the middle here. 7 strikeouts, and you're getting rocked. So what happens when we go back to Shea Stadium? Well, the Braves, can they get hot here? They need to. The Braves, Buzz Capra over Jerry Koosman, and again, Seaver Koosman have been meh this year. First inning, Davy Johnson single, Rico Carty 2-run dinger. Bottom of the inning, Lowenstein walks, steals the base, scores on a ground ball by Joe Torre. 2-1. Fifth inning off Koosman, we have 4 singles and a walk and 2 runs, and it's 4-1. Mets get a double by Harmon, RBI single by Lowenstein. It's 4-2. 5-2 Braves on a Larvell Blank single, and Larvell Blank's another 3-hit game for the seldom used shortstop. He might be hitting 600 this year. We'll have to check that stat out. But the Mets get a 2-out, 2-run double by Staub. This is a 5-4 game. Anybody's game, 5-4. But at this point, the starters and their closers finish it out. 2 men on, 2 outs. They pull Koosman. Apodaca comes in, gets the final out of the 8th inning. A man on, 2 outs. Tom House comes in for the Braves, gets the final out of the 8th inning. Each closer gets up a hit in the 9th, but nothing changes as the Braves win this one 5-4. Capra, 7 2/3, 6 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts, gets the win. House, a hit and 4 batters, gets the save. Koosman, 7 2/3, 11 hits, 5 runs, 4 walks, 7 strikeouts. Series tied up. So now the Braves, woo, they can relax a little bit. They're not in trouble anymore. They'd like to win this series, but losing a 7-game series early on the schedule is not a big deal if it were to happen. One of the problems the Braves have, though, is number 3 starter. Mike Beard, the lefty. He's a starter 5. Torrey Abla in the bullpen's only reliever. Tom House, only reliever. They really don't have a good lefty starter on Atlanta, and it hurts, folks. Top of the first, John Matlack and the Mets. Davy Johnson, it's a ground ball to Terry Harmon playing shortstop today. That's an error. And then Rico Carty, 2-run homer. 2 unearned runs off Matlack. Bottom of the first, Beard walks Henderson. An error by third baseman Darrell Evans. Beard walks Lee Lacy, and then Rusty Staub, lefty automatic homer on the Beard card. Grand slam. 4-2 in the first, nothing earned. All unearned runs for the 2 squads. Third inning, Garrett single, Harmon double, sac fly Saleta, RBI single Lacy, 6-2 Mets. This would be enough for Matlack, though he struggles in the 8th. After a couple outs, Matlack gives up a Dusty Baker walk, a Rico Carty single, a Hank Aaron single. So with the tie run at the plate, they go to Don Carruthers, not Apodaca. He gives up an RBI single. A base is on a walk to make it a 2-run game. It's the final out of the 8th inning with Apodaca in the bullpen. Bottom of the inning, Torrey singles. Pinch runner Lowenstein is AA stealer. Steals a base. Boyce Clare singles. And Jerry Grody sac fly. Insurance run to make it 7-4. Again, Carruthers starts the 9th inning with a walk and out. Then they go to Apodaca to get the final 2 outs, trying to limit Apodaca's innings. He's been used a lot this year, so he pitched an inning on the 3rd yesterday. We wanted to get him under an inning today. We got him just 2/3, which is nice. 7-4 victory for the Mets in a 7-game series between the 2 teams. Kind of, well, at least as far as wins and losses go, it's a lot like last year when these teams were fit to be tied along with the Phillies. So it's all over here. Mets do win the series, increase their lead a little bit, but not a lot. You see, here we are. They just, the Braves are 4 games back. Actually, the Marlins are in first, believe it or not, which is a little kooky Maduki there. Let's take a look at some stats for the 2 squads. Braves are 3-7 because but they've had a difficult schedule. They opened up against the Dodgers and the Mets. Now the Braves also have the first place schedule even though they're a wild card team. And why is that? Because they went to the League Championship Series, making them one of the top 4 teams in baseball, or the second best team in the National League. That's why they got the first place schedule over the Mets. It's a tough schedule. They have to deal. They had to deal with the Dodgers. The Mets dealt with the Giants, a much easier team, and that's the difference right now in the standings between the two clubs. Those Braves are hitting .274 with a .417 ERA. Both marks better than the Mets. Run differential, negative 11 runs. Not very good. The trouble with Mike Beard as your 3 starter is apparent. He's 0-3. He's given up 18 runs in 16 innings. Not a good look. Hank Aaron's got 3 home runs, though. He only hit 20 in 74. He's having a great year. Ralph Gar's 18 for 46. Larvell Blanks is 8 for 17. What does he hit? Oh, Larvell Blanks with a nice little .471 spot there. That's pretty good. Actually, who's this guy? Johnny Oates? Yeah, Johnny Oates is hitting .500, 8 for 16. Your Mets are 7-4, hitting .254 with a .450 ERA, a -5 run differential for a team 3 games over .500. Seaver and Kuzman are 0 for the season. John Matlack and Dennis Blair are 5-0. Apodica's the other 2 wins, and Apodica's got 3 saves. Apodica 9 2/3 scoreless innings as a closer. Right now, he's a good Cy Young candidate this early in the season, believe it or not. The ERAs of Seaver and Kuzman are fascinating here. Seaver's is 750, and Kuzman's is 699. Ouch! Well, that hurts. Mets don't have a lot of power. Leading hitter, Boisclair, 12 for 38. What's that? It's in 316. And that's about it. Power, nope. Walks, not really. Stolen bases. Lowenstein, he's got 4. Yeah, kind of Mets are very fortunate to be 7-4, a very vulnerable 7-4 team. Let's look at this again. Now, I know the Phillies are going to get better. I think the Phillies have a really good chance to win this division. And the Marlins, who knows? We have no idea if they're going to lose 10 in a row or stay in the race. Right now, they're 6-2. But for now, you got to break up your New York Mets. They outlasted the Atlanta Braves in 7 games, 4 games to 3. Thanks for checking this out. We'll see you next time.